Hello, my name is Pastor Carl Hudson. Welcome to element number 6, protecting the inheritance through the Jubilee Trust. And this is just the introduction. I'm excited about this one because it's almost bringing us to a close, to an end. And what protecting the element is all about, or the inheritance is all about, and that is God has a way of bringing everything back to its original. And one of the things that we have to learn, Solomon tells us that it doesn't make any sense to spend all of your life working to build up an inheritance, to leave something, and then someone else steps in and take over it or get it. And so protecting it is just as important as it is to develop it. So all that you develop from element 5, you need to learn how to protect it. And so I've broken this into about 3 different parts. First of all, the protecting it is based on a jubilee, and before that is we use what we call a scholarship endowment. That's the name that is to be in. The inheritance does not belong to you; it belongs to your children's children. And which means that it's going to constantly go from one generation to the next generation. We don't use the word that it belongs to your grandchildren, because your grandchildren are your grandchildren and that's it. But it belongs to your children's children. And that way it continues to go. A new start, this whole thing of protecting, or element 6 gives you a new start. Talks about God's time for counseling debt. Let me just kind of give you one of the passages. And this is element 6 now, out of Leviticus 25 and 13. It says, in this year of Jubilee, everyone is to return to his own property. So it may have been sold, may have been stole, but it ends up with someone else. But in the year of Jubilee, it goes back to the original owners. And that takes place every 50 years. One of the other things that is there, and that is in Leviticus 25 and 23, it says, the land must not be sold permanently, because the land is mine and you are but aliens and my tenants. One of the things that's so important to understand, and that is that this world is this country, this land is not yours, it's God's. Everything in it. There's a passage that says, and we'll cover that in there. But this whole thing of protecting what it is you're going to leave to your children, to your children's children. And it's not just what you have left for your children's children, it's what your fathers and mothers and their fathers, so your great parents, your great parents, all that has been done, everyone should be leaving something that's passed down for our children's children. One of the reasons is because the farther down we go, the larger the family gets. You know, I have 6 children plus 2, I have 8. Which means that they're going to all have children, and then their children are going to have children. So it's going to grow. If 8 of them had had 2, it would be 16. If 2 had 2, it would be, you see, it would just continue to multiply. Network marketing. So that is it. Let me just give you one other passage we're going to be dealing with, and that is Deuteronomy 15 verse 1 through 5, but let me just give you verse 1. It says, at the end of every 7 years you must cancel debt. So 7 is the number. And what's so amazing about this whole thing is that we are not only, in September, will not only represent a 7th year for counseling debt. 7 of those 7 put together is 49. So this one also represents the 50th year for the Smitska, that for counseling debt. And then for those fortunate people that have been a part of the 400-year captivity, the 400-year captivity will also be ending for the African Americans in this country on counseling debt. And therefore God will step in and God will begin to do what he needs to do for restoration. That is the introduction. I hope that you really understand and see that the most important, I've been saying the most important of all of the elements, the most important of all of the elements is this particular element where all that's been done now is going, whether you missed it, blew it or whatever, but you're going to get a new start. You get a chance to start all over again. You don't have to worry about, because God will allow you to start all over again. All right, that is the introduction to element number 6. Protecting the inheritance through the Jubilee Trust. We're actually using the word scholarship endowment. I'll explain to you why when we do that subject. Thank you very much.